So, a channel named Noah Smegma made a video about TBYS and other commentary channels for our coverage of Illumination's Fatty Waddy video. I'm not going over the entire response, only parts where he either responds to a point I made or an argument Noah makes that's just flat out stupid. And there are a handful of those in here. So climb aboard, everybody, and join me on our adventure into dipshit video number 341.
You may notice a random child throughout the video. That's me. That's me as a boy. It's my new little voiceover avatar thing. I'm trying that out. Hope it's not terrible.
Please don't do that. That's weird. What make it funny though is if you included some pictures from earlier points in your life.
You may notice a random child throughout the video. That's me. That's me as a boy. It's my new little voiceover avatar thing. I'm trying that out. Hope it's not terrible. The people harassing her in the comments are motivated by these same ideas. Illy is woke, Illy wants to deplatform Sean, and Illy promotes obesity. These accusations are being repeated across the internet in videos with millions of collective views.
I'm the first video you show as an example for those 3 points being spread around when those 3 points were not even present in my video. My video is mostly about how stupid it was for Alyssa to send her followers to mass report the TBYS video despite never watching it. Now, a big thing from Noah's video is that myself and many others took this one clip out of context when talking about this situation.
A carrot isn't an inherent good food, while chocolate is an inherent bad food. Food is just food.
Apparently there's like an extra 5 seconds from Alyssa's video that TBYS should have played to give the full context of Alyssa's true argument, and by not including it, it only paints a false narrative.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Clearly there's a couple of dumbass arguments that are open to be criticized.
Unless you have life-threatening allergies or dietary restrictions to follow, you should feel free to eat whatever food you want to without beating yourself up about it.
So immediately before she says that fated line, eat whatever you want, she added a caveat. She said, unless you have life-threatening allergies or dietary restrictions to follow. This line, as well as the depiction on screen, is an acknowledgement that there are some exceptions to her statement, which would include, for example, a diabetic person's blood sugar imbalances, or most importantly for Sean's conclusion, the dietary restrictions recommended to morbidly obese people.
Alright, I'm not speaking for TBYS's video, but because Noah here is claiming I'm just echoing TBYS's talking points, I'm going to refute his arguments based off what I said. I hardly see how this cut completely destroys the argument that food is just food is a dumb ideology. The clip in context mentions people who have to watch what they eat due to dietary restrictions such as diabetes and allergies. Listing outliers after her statement doesn't magically create some sort of impenetrable force field that's immune to counter-arguments. Those exceptions change nothing for me because it has nothing to do why I think that statement is idiotic. You get different results for your body depending on what you eat, whether or not you have dietary restrictions or allergies. I'm not saying belittle those who pick chocolate over carrots, but I am saying accept reality. If you continuously eat unhealthy food because herdy-dur, food is just food, then your body will transform differently. I still think the approach of looking at all food the same way is dumb as shit. Disagree all you want, but that quote-unquote missing context doesn't change a thing for me and is completely irrelevant towards how I feel about Alyssa's food is just food argument. Now, I've seen a couple of people claim that Illumation wasn't obviously talking about bad foods and good foods in a nutritional sense, but on the basis of morality. But that's not changing my stance. Before you claim that I need to watch the full video, I have 3 times. The third time I just put on earbuds and went for a little jog while listening to Alyssa rant about my grotesque flabby ass cheeks. Alyssa's final argument about this topic is in the last 5 minutes titled Redefining Healthy. I advise watching the video yourself, but nowhere does Alyssa mention morality, goodness, or the idea that fat people are automatically perceived as bad people. The closest thing that comes to this is her argument about body neutrality, which essentially is just about preventing yourself from fixating on your good body traits and what you consider to be your bad body traits.
Maybe she didn't phrase it the best, but I still believe she meant morally good and morally bad.
Let's say that really was Alyssa's intention behind the message, food is just food. Even though there's really no grounds to support this, you're at best giving her the benefit of the doubt, so to act like I misconstrued her argument is laughable. And like I said in my original video, Illumination's Fatty Waddy video for the most part is fine. Her overall message about not being a dick to fat people is sound.
Well, actually, all food is the same. No, you fucking idiot. Of course all food's not the same.
Where she basically says there's no difference between eating a carrot and a cookie or whatever, pure gold. Did she actually say that? That's really funny. Yeah, I mean, the fat acceptance stuff is just gone way too far, I think.
I will agree with Noah here. Turkey Tom is a chode muncher and deserves the most painful torture imaginable.
Yeah.
Hello, Diesel.
No,
Why do you say please uninstall? Fuck off, Diesel Patches. Why don't you go fucking suck a dick?
Okay, so the second idea that Sean fabricates in his videos is that Illy tried to deplatform him.
Deplatform me, deplatform.
Sean calling Illy's report an attempted deplatforming is at best a very uninformed interpretation of the situation, and at worst, dishonest.
I agree with that statement. I also don't believe Alyssa attempted to completely eradicate TBYS's channel. She definitely tried to delete the one video about her, which is incredibly dumb of her to do, but that's not the same as deplatforming.
There's a few reasons for that, and I want to go over them now. I know this is a blast going over the rules. We're having fun, but try to contain your excitement because this information is very serious and very important, I think. Learning time, learning time.
Oh my god, fucking stop it.
One of the other claims being made to justify this deplatforming accusation is that Illy asked Sean's channel to be mass flagged. She asked her millions of followers to report the video, and this is an especially serious threat to Sean's livelihood. But this too is false. In terms of YouTube's review process, mass flagging doesn't actually do anything.
So basically, Illumation attempted to take the video down, but flagging doesn't even do anything? Okay, well, Alyssa still attempted to mass report the video. That's like saying it's okay to shoot someone in the face as long as the gun is jammed. The attempt is still there. Flagging prompts human reviewers to analyze the videos for community guideline violations. So no, even though flagging a video doesn't automatically delete a video, it does increase the likelihood of that happening.
Third and final element to this deplatforming accusation is the implication that Illy was false flagging. Number one, Sean's video wasn't actually cyberbullying, so reporting it is malicious.
I know that my video doesn't break any of them in the hate speech policy or the harassment and cyberbullying policy.
The video you're trying to flag does not qualify as harassment.
A review coming up negative doesn't prove ill intent. If that were the case, then every negative review ever made would be a false flag. And that's silly, you know, these things happen all the time.
Okay, well, one tiny detail you're missing here, Illumation didn't even watch the fucking video herself. You can't have an opinion on the matter if you've never even looked at the other opinion yourself.
So now we're down to just the final argument, which is that Illy's report was false flagging because she didn't even watch the video before reporting it. She went solely off of her friend's biased summary, and that's a false flag because she didn't even know what he said. This last argument is purely a moral one, right? Because it has no grounds within the guidelines. There's nothing in the rules that says you can't report a video based on a rundown from a trusted source.
Nah, flagging a video without watching is objectively fucking dumb.
The moral claim here is that you should hear out the criticism. It's the right thing to do. Until you do, you have no idea what he's saying, whether or not it's actually bullying, and who knows? Maybe he has a point. Maybe it's worth listening to. Since this is a strictly moral question, there's no real objective way to answer it, so I'll just give my opinion. No. Illy didn't ask for this criticism. His video was totally unsolicited. That doesn't mean I think Sean shouldn't be allowed to make his video.
Yeah, that's not a giant contradiction.
Alyssa did ask for a response video, but I also think TBYS is free to respond to her video.
Noah, sweetie, I don't know how long you've been on the internet for, but Alyssa publicly shared her opinion on a divisive subject. She even has her own devil's advocate character that makes like the dumb little voice like I do to represent the other side. I mean, you're acting like all Alyssa did was make a Lego Let's Build video or some shit.
That doesn't mean I think Sean shouldn't be allowed to make his video, but I also don't think that Illy should be expected to sit through it either. Yeah, I'm good on that. Not worth sitting through that probably. That seems like a pretty normal thing to do.
And that's cool. If Alyssa doesn't want to watch the video, she's not obligated to do so. But that's not what happened. She chose not to watch the video, and she told her fans to flag it for bullying. That's why people are telling her she should have watched the video.
Don't mistake my argument here as me saying people should just start flagging videos for no reason, just because they don't like someone. That's not what I'm saying, and that's not what Illy did.
Then what the fuck was your argument? Because you just spent the last minute justifying Alyssa's actions of flagging a video without even watching it, which again is objectively a stupid thing to do.
My point here is simply that the circumstances of this situation, to me, seem clearly within the bounds of a reasonable response.
Oh yeah? And what circumstances make the situation unique? Because Alyssa got hate comments? I don't know if you knew this, Noah, but everyone gets hate comments after a negative video is made about them. I mean, that's exactly what happened to TBYS when you made this response video, and I also got a couple of mean bullies in my comment section. You know how fucking hard I cried last night?
I have seen it suggested by some creators that in this situation and situations like these, creators only have two options.
Either A, make a response video to the response video towards your original video, or B, ignore it and move on. It's ironic you act like the two choices I provided for Alyssa are foolish. Seeing how this whole situation has unraveled, it would seem that option B was the right choice after all. Alyssa was also free to make a response video, which would cause her fans to go on TBYS's video and talk shit about him. It's not one-sided.
honest.
And look, I'm a little piggy, okay? I like playing around in the mud with the other little muddy little piggies. But that's consensual, you know? I dove into the pit with my own videos. What Sean is doing to these people is not that at all.
What the hell are you even talking about? If you make a public video centered around your opinion, you have just consented to other channels responding with a counter video. As for negative comments flooding videos, that's just a consequence of voicing your opinion online. You can't control what dipshits say in the comments. Your expectations are way too high for assholes on the internet. So in conclusion, get pooped on and expect more awesome gameplay in the future, everybody.